things, but I know that many of you are military or faith-based or both, or, I'm really proud of this work. And for those of you who don't know, and perhaps most of you do know about Desmond Doss, he was an extraordinary conscientious objector, although he chose to call himself a conscientious cooperator, who received the Medal of Honor for acts of valor again and again and again. Put his life on the line, but he went into the very epicenter of hell on earth without a weapon, armed with nothing more than faith, and performed the highest act of love. I mean, he laid his own life on the line for his brothers repeatedly. So it's not really a war film, it's a love story. It is, I have to say, I wanted to bring to life the nature of what I found through research. The Battle of Hacksaw Ridge in Okinawa is it's pretty ferocious, so it is graphic, but I thought it needed to be that way in order for it to be, to highlight the sacrifice not only that our veterans have made for us in the past, but a lot of these guys aren't around anymore, although we did show it to 3 guys who were on Hacksaw Ridge 2 nights ago. Wow. They were in their 90s. When they came in wheelchairs, and at the end they were on their feet. And cathartic. Amen. It was for them, cathartic, and you know, there were tears shed, but therapeutic too. They were elated afterwards, and one of them was Drew Brees' granddad, and he was he was choking one of the young stars of the film out, showing him how he choked people out. He was like, "I'm a tough son." And, you know, so I think Deborah's probably told you. I mean, we sort of tried to keep it of the period, of the era, and be sensitive, because I want as many people to see it as possible. Okay, it is R-rated, yeah, but we did avoid, you know, profanity and a lot of the F word and all that kind of stuff where possible. So we kept it down to a dull roar, tried to be realistic to the essence of who Desmond was, in respect to him too. Gee, I don't know what else I could say, except I hope you enjoyed. The film speaks for itself. Do I have to call anyone down or recognize anyone? Okay, now I saw that. Oh yeah, and Ron Ringo's here. He's a commander and chaplain, and he was there when we first screened the film for some of the disabled vets, and he's a counselor and works, you know, in war wounds. You know, not only the physical wounds, but the wounds up here and the wounds of the veterans. You know, the indelible marks on their hearts and souls, and I guess, you know, PTSD, battle fatigue, shell shock, whatever it's called. It's in every generation that's been part of it. They didn't used to have a name for it, but he was there to provide counseling and it triggered things. And I'm presuming there are guys who served right here in the room. Yeah? Amen. Yeah? Yeah. Well, thank you. By making you stand up, but you know, look, you have my admiration and thanks. I've talked to servicemen and guys who've been to combat, you know, from the First World War. I'm old enough to talk to those guys. From First World War, Second World War, my dad was in Guadalcanal, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and the present day, and they're all similar in that they're marked indelibly by their experience, and we need to pay a lot more attention. I hope that this film brings attention to the sacrifice they made and what is taken from them, because sometimes you don't get it all back again, and so they need a lot of love and attention. You know, I think anyone sane hates war, but you gotta love the man who fights it, love the warrior. So that's all I'll say. So thank you.